I have eaten food. I have caffeine. I have my notes and a pen and a mystery to solve. And I am now in the master bedroom. No. I mean, it's a very nice Sunday hat. But, oh, hello. What? Ooh, another of Vivian's diaries. 94. Andrew came and told me he didn't need an assistant. He said Scott is too inexperienced and is a burden to him. Hello, War Acolyte. How's it going? What he hasn't realized is that the garden has not been maintained well over the past few months, that his drunk behavior is irritating, and that Scott is actually doing more work than he is. Glad to hear that. Scott is a fast learner. He should be up to speed in no time. Charles was the one who insisted on hiring him anyways. Charles likes the boy. They've been hunting together quite a number of times, and Charles always seems happy with his company. I just don't understand his love for hunting. He sometimes spends more time in his hunting cabin than he does at home. I was shocked to learn that Scott has been asking around about Sophia. How did he know about Sophia? Who could have told him? It must be Andrew, that drunk. I told him Sophia is gone. Those hallucinations of his is getting worse. He needs to see Henry and get more pills. I'll need to have Bernard keep an eye on Scott. From now on, I'll try and see who he talks to, who he asks. Okay. I called Oliver and asked if he could be the main photographer for the Easter fundraising event. When he asked what the funds will be used for, I told him it'll be used to raise awareness of Painscreek to promote our town's tourism. After listening, he agreed to help. When asked how much he would charge, he simply said it'd be free. I was surprised. I appreciate his contribution for this town. The deal with Howard Medical came through, just as I anticipated. Instead of being happy, I feel empty. Am I getting numb from work, or is it that I don't care anymore? Our dinner tonight was quiet. Charles didn't eat much. He asked me about my day, but I didn't want to talk about it. As a matter of fact, I don't want to talk to him much these days. Trisha was silent as well. She's just distancing herself from me. I can feel it. She used to confide in me about everything. Now we hardly talk. Is stopping her from seeing Scott wrong? Yes! Though maybe not. I don't want Trisha to be near Scott anymore. Of all the men in this world, why would Trisha pick him? This is unacceptable. Alright. Okay. Ooh, for the clock. Upstairs. Check that out in a moment. This is a game called the Painscreek Killings. We are a reporter sent to the abandoned town of Painscreek to investigate multiple murders that happened here that were all cold cases, like they weren't solved. So it's basically just you walk around, you slowly pick away at this mystery and try and discover what what happened. You know, who... The big question is who killed Vivian Roberts. Is it not in here? No. No, it was the tea room. Thus far, there is a ghost, maybe? Or a hallucination at the very least? Who seems to be the ghost of Sophia. Nope, other way. That someone potentially murdered? Someone potentially murdered the maid in the past? It's fairly complicated. There are a lot of interpersonal relationships that we've been finding out about. Vivian Roberts was the mayor's wife. He had an affair with somebody, which messed up their marriage. She has had a single daughter. Who, after she gave birth to her daughter Trisha, she couldn't have children anymore. And the first time she tried to have children, she had a miscarriage. Which might have been why her husband went off to have an affair, so that he could have... because he wanted a son. I'm looking for a time for tea time. But I thought there was a better schedule in there than that. Mostly it's just like an atmospheric investigation game. Okay, so Dorothy lives at 40 Black Pine Road. Need to go there later. Meeting called their secret hideout. Should I tell her about it? Okay. Have anyone else who would talk about tea time? Wouldn't be Derek. Okay, perhaps it's just not information I have yet. So in that case, I will. I have two places I need to go now. I have a key to a room at the inn that I didn't have before. Or that I couldn't find. And I have the key to Dorothy's house. And I believe that room belonged to the private investigator who was originally hired to check out these murders. So we'll see how that goes. Black Pine Road. Okay, so that's on the way to the church. Or on the way to the hospital, rather. Also, there's a chance that there's somebody still living here, like a single person. And I have a theory that whoever it is that's still here is the killer. But things that should have been locked are unlocked. Okay, cool. I was investigating the hospital, and while I was there, the power went out. Like someone cut the power. So, that was the thing. I mean, I suppose it could be a ghost. But someone also left, fresh flowers at a grave. In the graveyard, which I thought was... Well, it feels like a weird thing for a ghost to do. Damn, this is a nice bathroom. Holy fuck, look at that tub. Yes, another diary. 75. That's the year Scott was born. Charles asked something of me today. He asked if I would be willing to stay with Sophia, that he'd arranged to have a house rented out a little ways from the mansion. I told him that I would help, but that Sophia's pregnancy will eventually show. There's no way of hiding it. He seemed very worried. Charles came to me and expressed his gratitude for taking care of Sophia. He said he will be covering all the necessary expenses. He told me not to tell anyone about it. As for Sophia's growing belly, when the time comes, I am to make up something about her running errands outside of Painscreek. I am not sure if that will work. Sophia is 8 months into her pregnancy. Her belly is big now. I asked her how she felt. She told me she's happy and feels hopeful for their future. She said it would be best if the baby is a boy. I can understand why she's thinking that way, but I can't help but wonder how Vivian will feel about it all. What will the ramifications of this be? So at April 6th, Vivian is 8 months pregnant. And Scott was born June 1st, 1975. I mean, unless she was very late, or they didn't quite have the right birth date for Scott. Interesting. Scott was adopted April 6, 1985. Alright. So, Charles had an affair with Sophia, and Sophia got pregnant around the time that Scott was born. Scott was an orphan. He was left, for the church to take care of. I will say, though, it's a bit odd leaving your glasses behind. Scriptures by Reverend Keith? Okay. Oh, great. Oh, it's just a bathroom. I thought this was gonna be like a way down to a cellar. Alright. No clocks in here. She obviously really liked taking tea, but I just... nothing in here that sort of indicates when. Actually, what I should do is check and see if the back door is unlocked, so I can look at the garden. Maybe there's something useful there, who knows. So unlock it. You're on the right side of the door to unlock it. I wish that they sort of had a message, what was it? Might have been Layers of Fear? In which it was, instead of saying it's locked, it would say it won't open. such that it was extremely clear, you know, that something wouldn't open. Where am I going? I'm going to the inn. That's where I'm going. Farmer's market. Oh, actually, then it'll be up here. Maybe? Yes, here it is. Yeah, I love that. Ah! Loud! What is this? Yeah. There's the "sir" on the keys again. Apparently now I'm just keyed to look for things to do with tea. Okay. Private investigators room. Calvin's date of birth? Okay. Where can I find the key? Bernard Hopkins, 31. Silver Lake Boulevard. Father died in mine accident. He was at home the day Vivian was killed. No alibi. Meeting with sheriff at the outpost at 10 a.m. on 5/11. He mentioned wanting to show me some files. I found a hidden panel in the reception area. It's part of the counter. It's hard to pop open. The latch is placed at one of the corners. There's some interesting stuff they hide in there. Okay. I'll have to go check that out in a moment. Calvin. Do I have a Calvin? Scott, Derek, Steve Moss, Vivian. Calvin. Alright. Well, let's see what is hidden in the room downstairs. Oh, God. Hate the atmosphere in this game. It's just... ugh. There was a secret panel, right? In the inn's reception area, it's part of the counter. That looks like a seam to me. Oh! Hi. March 20th, 97. There's a private investigator in town by the name of Steve Moss. Rumor has it that someone hired him to investigate Vivian's death after the police ceased their own search. It's a tragic that Vivian's murder case was never solved. I saw Matthew today while he was cleaning the church. He looked thinner than he used to be. We talked for a bit. He told me that he will be leaving Painscreek soon, as his services won't be needed here anymore. I think the recent deaths in Painscreek affected him tremendously, not to mention the tragedy that befell his adopted son, Scott. Even now, no one really knows what happened. None of the cases were ever solved. Sometimes I wonder if Scott did kill Vivian, or was he just unfortunate and wrongly accused. Mr. Moss came by today. He decided to question me, see if I know anything he hadn't already learned. I told him everything I legally could. When asked how his investigation went, he said something about an incident that happened in 1975, which might just be the breakthrough he needed. As he left, I could not help but wonder if it had anything to do with the mansion maid who left Painscreek. I wonder. This cute bunny rabbit. Okay. Maybe 10:35 is tea time. Everything I legally could. It's a really weird way to say that. I guess I can go to Bernard's place now. Need Silver Lake, so if I go to the farmer's market and just follow that down. And it was 31. See, I'm sensing shenanigans, because we have a bloody handprint on every single one of those. What gives, guys? You couldn't have a different texture? There's no way I can use this again, can I? No. That's fine. Alright, let's find 31. No. No, I'm looking for 31 Silver... Oh, wait. Yeah, Silver Lake Boulevard. There isn't another Silver Lake in here, is there? That wouldn't make any sense. Who leaves laundry hanging? Drug dealer. Who else lives on... "46 Silver Creek Boulevard"? Oh. More laundry. Alright. Just a texture. Alright. Look at this music. So after this, after investigating this house, I think I'm gonna be done for today. This game just really gets me keyed up super fast. But so why don't we take this knife then? Janet, take the other knife. Oh. Vivian Roberts is well known for her success as a businesswoman in the 20th century. What most people did not know was that her seemingly overnight success was a 30-year journey that defied everything she was told to believe in. Vivian was the first and only person in her family to graduate college. By her mid-20s, she left a highly paid job to start a controversial company. She then met her current husband, Charles Roberts, with whom she dedicated her life with, helped transform the Roberts family businesses, and supported him during his mayoral election in the mid-70s. She also started the Roberts Relief Foundation for the poor and initiated medical research programs for the sick, which resulted in Painscreek Community Hospital becoming one of the best rehab centers for the elderly in the nation. Wow. And it doesn't say who wrote it. Yeah, thanks, music. I don't need anyone to get. Yeah, I don't like either of those at all. Part of why I don't actually figure it'll matter, but just like the part of my brain that needs to be satisfied. Painscreek Pharmacy. Doesn't say what they are though. I close every door and I close every cupboard and stuff for the most part because I'm afraid that there is somebody still here. And that, you know, they aren't friendly, they aren't, somebody I want to bump into. Man, a desk? Radiator? Huh. That's interesting. I wonder if that's the other half of the game from the inn. Okay. 2 weeks ago, Scott came to me and asked about Sophia. I was surprised he knew about someone who used to work here 20 years ago. I told him that she was once a maid that worked here, but after a few years she decided to leave the village. Today I commented about the conversation to Vivian. She asked if Scott had said or asked anything else since then. I could see she felt uneasy. She told me to keep an eye on him. I find all this very unsettling. Derek doesn't seem too willing to drive for Vivian. I don't think a 5-day trip is that long. Charles often had trips longer than that, and Derek never seemed to mind them. Now that I think about it, Derek is unusually quiet when Vivian is around. He doesn't even look at her. It's like he's avoiding her. I wonder why. I've noticed Vivian has been getting increasingly paranoid whenever she sees Scott, to the point of being upset by his presence. She asked Charles to have someone replace Scott, but Charles kept him. He likes the boy. Maybe those hunting trips really bonded them. It's Dad's death anniversary today. I can't believe it's already been more than 2 decades. Okay, well, let's drop everything, I suppose. So Bernard's father died March 2nd. So 302 could be a code. I visited his grave in the morning. His tombstone is full of fallen leaves. Looks like autumn has started. Mom's tombstone is covered with leaves too. I read today's newspaper and updated him on the things that happened here recently. As I sat there talking, I wondered if he could hear me. Will I just spend the rest of my life serving Charles and Vivian until I die? What will people remember me for? I saw Scott and Trisha today. They looked happy. I almost envy them. I think my chance at ever having a relationship with someone is over. What would my life be if I had accepted Angela? I don't think we would have been happy. She wasn't my type anyhow. Who is my type then? Vivian! I don't know who. I see. So, Bernard had feelings for Vivian, perhaps. That's messy. I don't know who. Bullshit. What the? AOL password. Oh my god. Yep, this is the life we're living, I guess. Seven, 4, TYV, exclamation point, hashtag JD. Study room, locked desk hint. Subtract the yellow darts points from the red darts total. Want Cecilia's apartment code. Four 47206. So it's yellow minus red equals study room desk. Fun. Oh god, I'm gonna have to look up the rules for darts. Okay. Oh! No, you're not a diary, you're just a tease. Alright, before I sit down and figure out how to score darts. Wait. It's locked? Oh my god, okay, fine. Let's do this. Rules for scoring darts. Each player starts with a score of 501 and takes turns to throw 3 darts. The score for each turn is calculated and deducted from the player's total. Bullseye scores 50. The outer ring scores 25, and a dart in the double or treble ring counts double or treble the segment's score. Okay. If a player reduces the score to 1 or goes below 0, the score is busts. Okay, that doesn't... That's triple. Okay, so red scored a 50. And a 60. That's 110, but we obviously don't know what. And this scored a double bullseye, so that's 50 points. Alright. Whereas yellow scored 2 and 7, so that's just 9. But we have a dart missing. I mean, fuck it. Let's figure it out first. So we have what? 492 minus 391, give or take. $101. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Big surprise. Is there anything else that I can get for the rules? I'm sorry, this part's gonna be pretty boring. I'm just reading about darts rules. I guess I can't really guess if I don't know what that is. Ugh. Okay. Well, that's it for me for today. I've streamed like about an hour and a half of this game, and I think that's about all I can take right now. Thank you for coming and saying hi. And I'll come back to this game probably in a couple of days. I'd like to get it finished eventually, but it's just creepy. Alright, later.